Beyond the horizon, possibilities in outer space and the mystery of the unknown, in the quiet hours of the night. When the world slows and the mind begins to wander, we turn our gaze upward, toward the stars. Outer space, vast and unyielding, stretches beyond the limits of our comprehension. It is a canvas painted with mystery, possibility, and silence. A place where time bends, light travels for millennia, and the rules we know begin to dissolve. Tonight, we explore the unknown, not with urgency, but with curiosity. Let your thoughts drift gently as we journey through the cosmos. This is not a race to understand, but an invitation to wonder. The universe is estimated to be over 13.8 billion years old. In that time, galaxies have formed, collided, and evolved. Stars have been born, lived brilliant lives, and died in spectacular explosions. Yet, in all this grandeur, Earth remains a tiny speck, fragile blue dot, suspended in a sea of darkness. What lies beyond our solar system? Beyond the Milky Way? Beyond the observable universe? These are questions that have stirred the minds of philosophers, scientists, and dreamers alike, and while we may not have all the answers, the pursuit itself is deeply human. As you listen, allow the rhythm of the words to settle into your breath. Let the vastness of space cradle your thoughts. There is no need to grasp only to float. We begin with a simple truth. The universe is expanding. Galaxies are drifting apart, carried by the momentum of the Big Bang. This expansion is not into empty space, it is space itself growing. A concept so strange, it defies intuition. Yet, it is supported by decades of observation and mathematical modeling. The farther away a galaxy is, the faster it appears to move from us. This phenomenon, known as redshift, is one of the key pieces of evidence for cosmic expansion. It tells us that the universe is not static, but dynamic, alive in its own way. And so, we drift with it. Not as passengers, but as participants. Every atom in your body was forged in the heart of a star. You are, quite literally, made of stardust. The universe is not separate from you, it is within you. Let that thought settle. Let it soften the edges of your day. You are part of something ancient, something vast, something beautiful, and this is only the beginning. Even in silence, space speaks. It speaks in gravity, in light, in the quiet hum of cosmic microwave background radiation, a whisper from the birth of everything. It reminds us that the unknown is not empty. It is full of stories waiting to be heard. And as we listen, we begin to understand, not through facts alone, but through feeling, through awe, through the quiet realization that we are not alone in our wandering. The stars do not rush. The galaxies do not hurry. They move in rhythms older than time itself. So breathe slowly. Let your thoughts drift like comets across the night sky. There is no destination, only the journey. And in that journey, we find peace. As we drift deeper into the unknown, we begin to see patterns. Space is not chaos, is structure. Beneath the vastness lies an architecture, a cosmic blueprint shaped by gravity, energy, and time. Galaxies are not scattered randomly. They form clusters, filaments, and voids woven into a vast cosmic web. This web stretches across billions of light years, connecting galaxies like beads on invisible strings. It is the largest known structure in the universe, and yet, it is delicate, ethereal, almost poetic. Gravity is the sculptor. It pulls matter together, forming stars, planets, and galaxies. It bends light, warps time, and creates the dance of celestial bodies. Without gravity, there would be no drifting particles in endless silence. Dark matter plays a hidden role. Though invisible, it makes up most of the universe's mass. It does not emit light, but it exerts gravity. It holds galaxies together, preventing them from flying apart. Scientists cannot see it directly, but they see its fingerprints, its influence on the motion of stars and galaxies. Then there is dark energy, a mysterious force that pushes the universe apart, accelerating its expansion. It is even more elusive than dark matter, yet it dominates the cosmos. Together, dark matter and dark energy make up most of the universe. the matter we know, the stars, planets, and everything we can touch, is just a small fraction. This realization is humbling. Most of the universe is invisible, unknowable, and yet it shapes everything we see. It reminds us that the unknown is not empty, it is essential. Imagine floating through a galaxy cluster, thousands of galaxies, each with billions of stars, drifting together in a gravitational embrace. The light from these galaxies has traveled for millions of years to reach us. We are seeing them not as they are, but as they were, ancient snapshots. Frozen in time, time behaves differently in space. Near massive objects, like black holes, time slows down. This is not science fiction, it's a consequence of Einstein's theory of general relativity. Space and time are intertwined, forming a fabric that bends and stretches under the weight of mass and energy. Black holes are among the most mysterious objects in the universe. They are regions where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape, yet they are not voids. They are dense, powerful, and active. We do not yet understand what lies inside a black hole. The laws of physics break down. Time may stop, space may fold. It is a frontier of knowledge, a place where science meets mystery, and so we drift. Through filaments of galaxies, through the quiet pull of gravity, through invisible forces that shape the cosmos, each moment brings us closer not to answers, but to deeper questions. Let your mind rest in this vastness. Let the silence of space become your companion. There is no need to sullenly to feel, to wonder, to be. Stars are the storytellers of the cosmos. They are born, they live, and they die, each phase shaping the universe in profound ways. Their light reaches across time, whispering tales of creation and transformation. A star begins its life in a cloud of gas and dust, called a nebula. These regions are vast and cold, but gravity slowly pulls the particles together. As the mass grows, pressure builds, and the core heats up. Eventually, nuclear fusion ignites hydrogen atoms fuse into helium, releasing energy. A star is born. For billions of years, a star shines steadily, balancing the inward pull of gravity with the outward push of fusion. This equilibrium defines its main sequence phase, the longest and most stable part of its life. Our sun is in this phase now, quietly burning hydrogen and sustaining life on Earth. But stars are not eternal. When the hydrogen runs low, the balance breaks, the core contracts, and the outer layers expand. The star becomes a red giant, larger, cooler, and more luminous. In this phase, it may engulf nearby planets, reshaping its solar system. Smaller stars, like our sun, end their lives gently. They shed their outer layers, creating a glowing shell called a planetary nebula. The core remains as a white dwarf, a dense, dim remnant that slowly cools over time. Massive stars follow a more dramatic path. After the red giant phase, their cores collapse violently, triggering a supernova. This explosion is one of the most energetic events in the universe. It scatters heavy elements into space: carbon, oxygen, iron, seeding future stars, planets, and life. What remains depends on the star's mass. A core may become a neutron star so dense that a teaspoon would weigh billions of tons, or, if massive enough, it may collapse into a black hole, where gravity reigns and time itself distorts. Stars are not just distant lights. They are engines of creation. Every atom in your body was forged in a star's heart. You are made of from cosmic fire. As you listen, let that truth settle. You are connected to the stars, not metaphorically, but physically. Their life cycles echo in your bones, your breath, your being. And so, we drift onward. Through the birth and death of stars, through the quiet rhythm of fusion and collapse. The universe breathes, and we breathe with it. Planets are the quiet companions of stars. They orbit, they evolve, and sometimes, they harbor life. In the vastness of space, they are the places where stories unfold, where chemistry becomes biology, and silence becomes possibility. Our solar system is familiar. 8 planets, dozens of moons, and countless asteroids and comets. Each world is unique. Mercury is scorched and cratered. Venus is shrouded in clouds and heat. Earth is vibrant and alive. Mars is cold, dusty, and mysterious. Beyond Mars lie the gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn, massive and majestic. Their moons are worlds of their own. Europa may hide an ocean beneath its icy crust. Titan has lakes of methane and a thick atmosphere. These moons are not lifeless, they are laboratories of potential. Farther still are Uranus and Neptune, icy and distant. Their bluish hues and swirling storms hint at complex atmospheres and deep mysteries. And beyond them, the Kuiper Belt, realm of frozen remnants, including Pluto, a dwarf planet with a heart-shaped glacier and a surprisingly dynamic surface. But our solar system is just one example. In recent decades, astronomers have discovered thousands of exoplanets worlds orbiting other stars. Some are gas giants hugging their stars tightly. Others are rocky and Earth-sized, drifting in the habitable zone where liquid water might exist. These discoveries have reshaped our understanding. Planets are common. The galaxy is teeming with them, and among them may be worlds like ours, places with oceans, clouds, and perhaps even life. The search continues. Telescopes scan the skies, looking for tiny dips in starlight as planets pass. In front of their stars, spectrometers analyze atmospheres, hunting for oxygen, methane, and other signs of biology. Each signal is a whisper from a distant world. We do not yet know if we are alone. But the sheer number of planets suggests that life may not be rare, may be inevitable. Somewhere, under an alien sun, life may be looking back as you listen. Let your thoughts drift across these worlds. Imagine standing on a distant planet, watching twin suns rise. Feel the gravity, the wind, the silence. The universe is not empty, it is full of places waiting to be known, and so, we drift. From star to planet, from question to wonder. The cosmos is not just vast, it is intimate, and we are part of its unfolding story. Time in space does not behave the way we expect. It stretches, slows, and bends, warped by gravity and motion. The deeper we look into the cosmos, the more we realize that time is not a constant. It is a dimension woven into the fabric of reality. Einstein's theory of relativity changed everything. It showed that space and time are linked, forming a four-dimensional continuum called spacetime. Massive objects like stars and planets curve this fabric, and that curvature is what we experience as gravity. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. Near a black hole, time can nearly stop. This isn't science fiction, it's been measured. Astronauts orbiting Earth experience time slightly slower than people on the ground. GPS satellites must account for this difference to remain accurate. Motion also affects time. The faster you move, the slower time passes for you. This is time dilation. If you traveled near the speed of light, you could return to Earth having aged only a few years, while decades passed for everyone else. Time is relative, not universal. Light, too, behaves strangely. It always travels at the same speed, no matter how fast you're moving. This constancy is what forces time and space to adjust. Light is not just illumination, it is the messenger of the universe. It carries information across vast distances, revealing the past. When we look at distant galaxies, we are seeing them as they were millions or even billions of years ago. Their light has traveled across time to reach us. The farther we look, the older the universe appears. Telescopes are not just tools, they are time machines. Even the cosmic microwave background, the faint glow left over from the Big Bang, is a kind of fossil light. It tells us about the birth of the universe, frozen in radiation that has been traveling for nearly 14 billion years. Time is not a river flowing in one direction. It is a landscape we move through, shaped by mass, energy, and motion. And in that landscape, we are travelers drifting through moments, carried by light. As you listen, let go of clocks and calendars. Feel time as depth, as texture, as silence. The universe does not rush, it unfolds, and we unfold with it. The universe had a beginning, not in space, but of space. Not in time, but of time. Everything we know, matter, energy, even the laws of physics, emerged from a single moment. The Big Bang. It was not an explosion in space. It was the rapid expansion of space itself. In less than a fraction of a second, the universe grew from subatomic scales to cosmic dimensions. Temperatures soared, particles collided, forces separated. The blueprint of reality was drawn. In those early moments, the universe was a hot, dense soup of energy. Quarks and electrons danced in chaos. As it cooled, particles combined to form atoms. Hydrogen and helium dominated. Gravity began its work, pulling matter into clumps that would become stars and galaxies. The cosmic microwave background is the faint echo of that, beginning a glow of ancient light stretched across the sky. It is uniform, yet slightly uneven. Those tiny fluctuations became the seeds of structure. Without them, there would be no galaxies, no stars, no life. But the Big Bang is not the full story. It describes what happened after time began. What came before? We do not know. Time itself may have emerged from a quantum event. Some theories suggest a multiverse, an endless sea of universes, each with its own laws and dimensions. Others propose that our universe is a bubble in a higher dimensional space, or that it cycles through expansions and contractions, an eternal rhythm of birth and rebirth. These ideas are bold, speculative, and beautiful. They remind us that mystery is not a flaw, it is a feature. The origin of everything is not just a scientific question, it is a philosophical one. Why is there something rather than nothing? What does it mean for time to begin? These are questions that stretch the mind and stir the soul. As you listen, let your thoughts drift to that first moment. Imagine the silence before sound, the darkness before light. The universe did not begin with noise, it began with potential. And from that potential came everything. We are part of that unfolding, born from the same spark, shaped by the same laws. The beginning is not behind us, it is within us. And it continues, even now. The universe is changing. Slowly, silently, it evolves. Stars burn their fuel. Galaxies drift apart. Time stretches forward, carrying everything toward an unknown future. In billions of years, our sun will exhaust its hydrogen. It will expand into a red giant, engulfing Mercury and Venus. Earth may be scorched or swallowed. Eventually, the sun will shed its outer layers, leaving behind a white dwarf, a faint ember of its former self. Other stars will follow similar paths. Massive ones will explode as supernovae, scattering heavy elements into space. These elements will form new stars, new planets, and perhaps new life. The cycle continues, but it slows. Star formation will decline. Galaxies will dim. Over trillions of years, stars will fade. White dwarfs will cool. Neutron stars and black holes will remain. The universe will become darker, colder, quieter. This is the era of degenerate matter where remnants outlast creation. Eventually, even black holes may evaporate. Through a process called Hawking radiation, they lose mass over unimaginable times. In the farthest future, only particles may remain drifting in a vast, empty cosmos. This scenario is called heat death. The universe reaches maximum entropy. No energy flows, no structures form. It is not a violent end, but a quiet one, a fading of possibility. Other theories suggest different outcomes. A big crunch, where gravity reverses expansion and collapses everything. A big rip, where dark energy tears apart galaxies, stars, and atoms. Or a cosmic bounce, where a new universe emerges from the ashes of the old. We do not know which path the universe will take, but we do know that change is constant. Time moves forward, and in that motion, stories unfold. As you listen, let your thoughts drift far beyond the present. Imagine a sky without stars, a silence deeper than any night. The universe is not just expanding, it is aging, and we are part of its memory. The far future is not something to fear, it is something to ponder. A reminder that everything is temporary, and that even in silence, there is meaning. We are here now, briefly, wondering, witnessing, and that too is beautiful. In all the vastness of space, something extraordinary happened. Matter became aware. Atoms arranged themselves into minds capable of thought, emotion, and wonder. Consciousness emerged not as a cosmic accident, but as a natural unfolding. We do not yet understand how awareness arises. Neurons fire, chemicals flow, and somehow, experience is born. We feel joy, fear, curiosity. We ask questions, we imagine, we dream. The universe, through us, begins to know itself. This is not just biology, is poetry. A star exploded billions of years ago, scattering elements into space. Those elements formed Earth. On Earth, life evolved, and from life came thought. You are made of stardust, yes, but you are also made of stories. Consciousness is fragile. It depends on balance, on biology, on time. And yet, it is powerful. It creates art, builds civilizations, explores galaxies. It asks why. It seeks meaning. It does not settle for silence. It listens deeper in the cosmic scale. We are small, a single species on a pale blue dot, but in the scale of awareness, we are vast. Our minds contain memories, hopes, fears, and dreams. We imagine worlds that do not yet exist. We reach for stars we cannot touch. Connection is part of this awareness. We are not isolated minds, we are networks, families, cultures, histories. We share language, emotion, and experience. We build bridges between hearts. We find meaning in each other, and we connect to the cosmos. We look up and feel something ancient stir, a longing, a recognition. The stars are not just distant, they are familiar. They are part of our story. As you listen, let your thoughts settle into this truth. You are not separate from the universe. You are a thread in its tapestry, a moment in its unfolding, a voice in its silence. Consciousness is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the lens through which the universe becomes intimate. Through you, the cosmos feels, wonders, and dreams. And so, we drift. Not just through space, but through awareness, through connection, through meaning. The stars shine above, and something within us shines back. Imagination is the engine of exploration. Before we build, we dream. Before we discover, we wonder. The cosmos invites questions, and the human mind responds with curiosity, creativity, and courage. We imagine what lies beyond the stars. We picture alien worlds, ancient civilizations, and futures not yet written. These visions are not distractions, they are blueprints. Every spacecraft, telescope, and theory began as a thought. Inquiry is how we shape those thoughts. We ask, we test, we refine. Science is not a collection of facts, it is a process, a way of listening to the universe and translating its whispers into understanding. We build instruments to extend our senses. Telescopes that see galaxies billions of light years away. Detectors that catch particles from distant supernovae. Algorithms that decode the patterns of planets orbiting other suns. Each discovery begins with a question. What is dark matter? How did life begin? Are we alone? These questions are not just scientific, they are deeply human. They reflect our desire to belong, to understand, to connect. Imagination fuels art as well. Music inspired by starlight, paintings of nebulae, stories of time travel and cosmic journeys. These expressions are not separate from science, they are companions. They give emotion to data and soul to theory. Children look up and ask why the sky is blue. Adults look deeper and ask why the universe exists. Both questions matter. Both are sacred. Inquiry is not about having answers, it is about never losing the hunger to ask. As you listen, let your own questions rise. Let your imagination wander. Picture a spacecraft drifting through interstellar space. Picture a civilization learning to live among the stars. Picture yourself as part of that story. The universe is not static, it is a canvas. And we are the artists, the explorers, the storytellers. We do not just observe, we participate, and so, we drift. Through questions and dreams, through wonder and discovery, the cosmos is not just out there, it is within us. And through imagination, we reach for what lies beyond. In the vastness of space, silence reigns. There is no air to carry sound, no wind to rustle leaves, no waves to crash. The cosmos is quiet, not empty, but still. And in that stillness, something profound emerges. Silence is not the absence of meaning. It is the space where meaning grows. In the pause between thoughts, in the breath before speech, in the hush of night we find clarity. The universe speaks not in noise, but in presence. Stillness is its companion. Planets orbit in graceful silence. Galaxies drift without hurry. Light travels across billions of years without complaint. The cosmos does not rush, it unfolds, and, in its rhythm, we find our own. We live in a world of motion. Notifications, conversations, obligations. But when we step back, when we listen, we reconnect with something deeper. Silence is not passive, it is active. It invites awareness, reflection, and peace. Astronauts speak of the overview effect, a shift in consciousness when seeing Earth from space. They describe a sense of unity, fragility, and awe. That perspective is born in silence. In the absence of distraction, truth becomes visible. Meditation mirrors this cosmic quiet. In stillness, the mind settles. Thoughts drift like stars. Emotions rise and fall like tides. We become observers not of the universe, but of ourselves. And in that observation, we find connection. Silence is also where creativity lives. Ideas form in the gaps. Insights arrive unannounced. The mind, like the cosmos, needs space to expand. Stillness is not avoided as fertile ground. As you listen, let silence be your guide. Let the stillness of space echo within you. You are not separate from the quiet, you are part of it. Your breath, your heartbeat, your awareness, they are rhythms in the cosmic song. We often seek answers in noise, but sometimes the most profound truths arrive in silence. In the pause, in the space between stars, and so we drift. Through quiet galaxies, through silent thoughts, through still moments. The universe is not loud, it is listening. And in its stillness, we are heard. We are wanderers by nature. From the first spark of awareness, humans have looked outward toward the horizon, the stars, the unknown. Curiosity is woven into our DNA. It drives us to explore, to build, to ask. And in that asking, we shape our story. Our ancestors gazed at the night sky and saw patterns. They named constellations, tracked seasons, and told stories of gods and heroes. The stars were not just lights, they were guides, calendars, myths. The sky was a canvas for meaning. Over time, our tools evolved. We built telescopes, launched satellites, sent probes to distant worlds. We mapped the moon, walked on its surface, and sent our voices into interstellar space. Voyager drifts now beyond the edge of our solar system, carrying a golden recorder. Message to the cosmos from Earth. But exploration is not just physical, it is intellectual, emotional, spiritual. We explore ideas, emotions, relationships. We seek understanding not only of the universe, but of ourselves. Who are we? Why are we here? What does it mean to be alive? Science offers insight. It reveals the mechanics of stars, the age of galaxies, the structure of DNA. But meaning is not found in equations alone. It is found in experience, in love, loss, hope, and wonder. We are not just observers, we are participants. Art, music, poetry, they are expressions of this journey. A painting of a nebula, a symphony inspired by gravity, a poem about time. These are not distractions from truth, they are its companions. They give voice to what cannot be measured. We are a young species. Our technology is new, our understanding is growing. But our questions are ancient. They echo across generations, across cultures, across time. And in asking them, we connect to each other, and to the cosmos. We are made of stardust, yes, but we are also made of stories, of dreams, of choices. Each life is a thread in the tapestry of existence. Each moment is a note in the cosmic song. As you listen, let your own journey unfold. You are not just a passenger, You are a navigator. Your thoughts, your actions, your questions, they shape the path ahead. And so, we drift. Through history, and hope, through knowledge and mystery. The human journey is not separate from the universe, it is one of its brightest expressions. Time is the silent architect of reality. It sculpts galaxies, erodes mountains, heals wounds, and deepens love. We live within its flow, yet rarely grasp its essence. It is both the canvas and the brushstroke, defining every moment. Yet, eluding our grasp, we measure time in seconds, minutes, years. We build clocks, calendars, timelines, but these are human invention tools to tame the intangible. Time itself is not bound by our systems. It stretches, bends, loops, and lingers in ways that defy intuition. Einstein showed us that time is not absolute. It is woven into space, forming a fabric that curves around mass and energy. A clock on a mountain ticks faster than one at sea level. A spacecraft near a black hole experiences time differently than one drifting in open space. Time is relative, fluid, alive, yet for us, time feels linear. We remember the past, anticipate the future, and live in the now. This arrow of time gives structure to our lives. It allows for growth, change, story. Without it, there would be no cause and effect, no evolution, no memory. But what is now? Physicists struggle to define it. The present is a razor-thin edge between what was and what will be. It slips away as we try to hold it, and yet, it is all we truly have. The now is where life happens, where choices are made, where meaning is found. We age, we transform, we lose, and we gain. Time is the medium of becoming. It teaches us patience, resilience, humility. It reminds us that nothing lasts forever and that this impermanence is what makes things precious. In moments of DOW, time seems to slow. A sunset, a kiss, a revelation. These are not just experiences, they are expansions. Time dilates in wonder. It contracts in fear. It vanishes in joy. Our perception of time is deeply emotional, deeply human. We try to master time. We schedule, optimize, rush. But time cannot be conquered, it can only be honored. To live well is to live in rhythm with time, to listen to its tempo, to dance with its changes. Some cultures see time as cyclical. Seasons return, lives reincarnate, history repeats. Others see it as a line from birth to death, from creation to conclusion. Both views hold truth. Time is both circle and arrow, spiral and stream. In the end, time is not just a dimension, it is a mystery. It is the pulse of the universe, the heartbeat of existence, and we, fleeting as we are, leave echoes in its flow. So take this moment, feel it, it will never come again. And yet, it is eternal, because you are in it. The universe is a dance between chaos and order. From the swirling birth of stars to the branching of trees, from the randomness of quantum particles to the symmetry of snowflakes. Everything exists in tension between unpredictability and pattern. Chaos is not destruction, it is possibility. It is the raw material of creation. In chaos, new forms emerge, new paths unfold. It is the storm before the calm, the question before the answer. Without chaos, there would be no change, no growth, no surprise. Order is not rigidity. It is coherence. It is the structure that gives meaning to motion, the rhythm that guides the melody. Order allows us to understand, to predict, to build. It is the blueprint behind beauty, the logic beneath life. Nature thrives in this balance. A forest is chaotic in its diversity, yet ordered in its cycles. A thunderstorm is wild, yet governed by physics. DNA is a code, yet its expression is influenced by chance. Life itself is a system of ordered chaos, a dynamic equilibrium. In mathematics, chaos theory reveals how small changes can lead to vast differences. The butterfly effect shows how a flap of wings might alter the course of a hurricane. Systems that seem random often hide deep patterns, fractals, feedback loops, strange attractors. In art, chaos and order coexist. A painter splashes color with abandon, yet seeks harmony. A composer plays with dissonance, then resolves it. Creativity lives in the space between control and freedom. Too much order stifles. Too much chaos overwhelms. Human lives reflect this tension. We crave stability, yet yearn for adventure. We build routines, yet dream of escape. We plan, yet improvise. Our emotions, our relationships, our choices, they all oscillate between structure and spontaneity. Societies mirror this too. Laws provide order. Revolutions bring chaos. Progress often arises from disruption. Innovation is born when old systems break. The challenge is not to eliminate chaos, but to channel it, to let it fuel transformation without losing coherence. Even the cosmos began in chaos. The Big Bang was not a tidy event. It was an explosion of energy, a burst of potential. From that primal disorder, gravity sculpted galaxies, stars ignited, planets formed. Order emerged, not imposed, but evolved. And so, we live in a universe that is neither purely random nor perfectly ordered. It is a symphony of flux, a masterpiece of dynamic tension. To understand it is to embrace both sides. To live well is to navigate the edge between chaos and order. Let your life be a canvas of both. Let your thoughts wander, but return to truth. Let your heart leap, but find rhythm. In the dance of chaos and order, you are both the dancer and the music. Memory is the thread that weaves identity. It is not just a record of the past, it is the lens through which we understand ourselves. Every moment remembered becomes a building block of who we are. We are not just made of flesh and bone, we are made of stories. Some memories are vivid. A childhood laugh, a heartbreak, a triumph. Others are faint whispers at the edge of awareness. But even forgotten memories leave traces. They shape our instincts, our fears, our desires. Memory is not passive, it is formative. We do not remember everything. Our minds curate. They highlight, distort, omit. Memory is selective, emotional, fluid. It is shaped by context, mood, meaning. Two people can share an experience and remember it differently. Memory is personal, not objective. And yet, memory connects us. Families pass down stories, cultures preserve traditions, history records triumphs and tragedies. Through memory, we inherit wisdom, identity, belonging. We are part of something larger, linked across time by recollection. But memory is not fixed. It evolves. We reinterpret the past as we grow. What once felt painful may later seem necessary. What once seemed trivial may become profound. Memory is a dialogue between who we were and who we are becoming. Trauma leaves deep imprints. It can fracture identity, distort perception, freeze time. Healing often involves reprocessing memory, giving new meaning to old pain. In this way, memory is not just a record, it is a terrain we navigate, reshape, reclaim. Joyful memories nourish us. They remind us of love, connection, possibility. They are anchors in turbulent times. A song, a scent, a photograph, they can transport us, rekindle hope, restore perspective. Memory is a sanctuary. Our brains store memory in complex ways. Neural networks fire, synapses strengthen, patterns emerge. Sleep consolidates memory. Emotion enhances it. Repetition reinforces it. Memory is not stored in one place. It is distributed, dynamic, alive. Identity is the story we tell ourselves. It is shaped by memory, but also by imagination. We remember who we were and envision who we might be. We edit, revise, narrate. We are authors of our own becoming. And sometimes, memory fades. Age, illness, trauma, they can erode the past. But even when details vanish, essence remains. A smile, a gesture, a feeling. Identity is resilient. It adapts, it endures. So honor your memories. Listen to them, learn from them, but do not be bound by them. You are more than your past. You are its continuation, its evolution, its transformation. In the end, memory is not just about what happened. It is about what matters. And in that meaning, we find ourselves. Imagination is the engine of possibility. It allows us to see what is not yet real, to build worlds from thought, to stretch beyond the limits of the present. Dreams are its playground, wild, vivid, untamed. In dreams, we are free. From childhood, we imagine. We turn sticks into swords, clouds into creatures, shadows into stories. Imagination is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It teaches us to create, to empathize, to innovate. It is the rehearsal space for reality. Dreams come in many forms: nighttime visions, daydreams, ambitions. Some are surreal, floating, flying, falling. Others are symbolic echoes of emotion, fragments of memory. Dreams are not nonsense, they are messages from the deep. The brain does not sleep passively. It processes, integrates, explores. During REM sleep, neural activity surges. The mind weaves images, scenarios, sensations. It experiments, simulates, heals. Dreams are the mind's nocturnal workshop. Imagination fuels progress. Every invention began as a dream. Every breakthrough, every masterpiece, every revolution born first in the mind. The wheel, the rocket, the symphony, the novel, they are echoes of imagination made real. Artists dream in color. Scientists dream in patterns. Leaders dream in visions. Imagination is not confined to fantasy, is the source of transformation. It allows us to ask what if, and then pursue the answer. But imagination is not always light. It can conjure fear, anxiety, despair. It can distort, deceive, overwhelm. The same power that creates beauty can also create illusion. The challenge is not to suppress imagination, but to guide it. Imagination is linked to empathy. To imagine another's life is to understand them. To picture their pain, their joy, their hopes. Imagination bridges gaps, dissolves boundaries, fosters compassion. It is a tool for connection. Children are masters of imagination. They play without rules, dream without limits. As we age, we often trade wonder for practicality, but imagination does not expire, it evolves. It becomes vision, insight, intuition. It remains vital. Dreams inspire action. They give direction, purpose, momentum. A dream is not just a wish, it is a blueprint. It is the first draft of reality. To dream is to begin, and sometimes, dreams defy logic. They whisper truths we cannot yet articulate. They reveal desires we have buried. They show us who we are beneath the surface. Dreams are mirrors, maps, mysteries. So dream boldly. Imagine freely. Let your mind wander, leap, soar. The unreal is not irrelevant, it is essential. It is where the future begins. In the realm of dreams, you are limitless. And in that limitless space, you find the courage to shape the world. Silence is not emptiness. It is presence. It is the space between words, the pause between thoughts, the breath between moments. In silence, we listen not just to sounds, but to ourselves, to the world, to what lies beneath the noise. Stillness is not stagnation, it is depth. It is the calm beneath the surface, the anchor in the storm, the clarity in the chaos. In stillness, we find balance not by doing more, but by being fully. Solitude is not loneliness. It is communion with self, with nature, with truth. In solitude, we are not isolated, we are undistracted. We are able to hear the quiet voice within, the one often drowned out by the crowd. Modern life is loud. Notifications, conversations, obligations. We are surrounded by sound, motion, urgency. Silence becomes rare. Stillness becomes radical. Solitude becomes sacred. But the mind needs quiet. It needs space to reflect, to integrate, to heal. In silence, the mind settles. In stillness, the heart opens. In solitude, the soul speaks. Monks sit in silence for hours. Poets walk alone in forests. Thinkers retreat to cabins. These are not escapes, they are returns. Returns to essence, to simplicity, to awareness. Silence is not passive. It is active listening. It is attention without interruption. It is the moment when truth emerges, when insight arrives, when emotion surfaces. Silence is fertile. Stillness is not absence, it is presence without movement. It is the moment when the world holds its breath. A sunrise, a snowfall, a heartbeat. Stillness is sacred. Solitude is not rejection, it is invitation. It invites us to meet ourselves, to know ourselves, to accept ourselves. In solitude, we are not alone, we are whole. Creativity thrives in quiet. Ideas bloom in stillness. Wisdom grows in solitude. These are not luxuries, they are essentials. They are the soil in which depth is cultivated. Even the universe has silence. The vacuum of space. The pause between pulses. The quiet of distant stars. Silence is cosmic. Stillness is universal. Solitude is timeless. We fear silence because it reveals, it strips away distraction. It confronts us with ourselves. But in that confrontation, there is liberation, there is truth, there is peace. So seek silence not as escape, but as encounter. Embrace stillness not as inactivity, but as awareness. Welcome solitude, not as isolation, but as intimacy. In the quiet, you will hear what matters. In the stillness, you will feel what's real. In solitude, you will find what's true. Let silence be your sanctuary. Let stillness be your strength. Let solitude be your guide. Connection is the heartbeat of existence. We are not solitary sparks, we are constellations. Each life touches another. Each moment ripples outward. We are woven together by invisible threads of emotion, empathy, and shared experience. Love is the deepest form of connection. It is not just romance, it is presence, care, understanding. Love is the force that sees, that stays, that holds. It is the bridge between souls, the light in the dark, the warmth in the cold. We connect through words, gestures, glances, through laughter, tears, silence. Connection is not always loud, it can be subtle, quiet, profound. A hand held, a truth shared, a kindness offered. These are acts of love. Technology links us across continents. But true connection is more than signal, it is resonance. It is feeling seen, heard, known. It is the moment when someone says, I understand, and you believe them. Love is not perfect. It stumbles, struggles, learns. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Love teaches us patience, humility, courage. It asks us to grow, to forgive, to stay open. Connection heals. It softens wounds, dissolves fear, restores hope. Isolation breeds despair, but connection revives. A single conversation can change a life. A single act of love can shift a world. We are wired for connection. Mirror neurons reflect others' emotions. Oxytocin flows in moments of trust. Our biology echoes our need to belong. We are not designed to be alone, we are designed to be together, but connection requires vulnerability. To be seen, we must reveal. To be loved, we must risk. To connect, we must open. This is the courage of love, to show up, even when uncertain. Love is not possession, it is presence. It is not control, it is care. Love does not bind, it frees. It allows others to be fully themselves, and celebrates that truth. Connection is not limited to people. We connect with nature, with art, with ideas. A sunset can move us. A song can speak to us. A story can change us. These are forms of love, ways the world reaches out and touches us. In grief, we feel the depth of connection. Loss reveals love's imprint. The ache is proof of bond. And even in absence, love endures. It echoes in memory, in legacy, in the way we carry each other forward. So connect. Reach out. Listen deeply. Love fiercely. Let your presence be a gift. Let your care be a light. Let your heart be open. In the end, we are not defined by what we own, achieve, or control. We are defined by how we love, how we connect, how we show up for each other. Love is the thread, connection is the weave. Together, they form the fabric of life. Death is not the end, it is a transition. It is the closing of a chapter, the turning of a page, the fading of a note. But even as life ends, its echoes remain. Legacy is the resonance of a life lived. We fear death because it is unknown. It is the boundary we cannot cross and return. But death is also natural. It is part of the rhythm of existence. Stars die, seasons end, leaves fall. Life flows into death, and death into life. Legacy is not fame, it is impact. It is the way a smile lingers, a lesson endures, a kindness ripples. It is the stories told, the memories cherished, the values passed on. Legacy is not what we leave behind, it is what continues because we lived. We do not choose when we die, but we choose how we live. And in that choice, we shape our legacy. Every word spoken, every hand held, every truth shared. These are seeds. They grow in others. They bloom in time. Grief is the price of love. It is the ache of absence, the weight of memory, the longing for one more moment. But grief is also sacred. It honors connection. It testifies to meaning. It is the shadow cast by light. Cultures honor death in different ways. Rituals, prayers, silence. Some celebrate, some mourn, some remember. But all seek to make sense of lost, to find continuity in the face of change. Death reminds us to live. It sharpens focus, deepens gratitude, clarifies purpose. It strips away the trivial and reveals the essential. In its presence, we ask, what matters? What lasts? What will I leave behind? Legacy is not carved in stone, it is carried in hearts. It is the way someone speaks your name with warmth. The way your values shape their choices. The way your love becomes their strength. Even in death, we are not gone. We become stories, lessons, inspirations. We become part of the soil, the sky. The song, we become part of others. We live on in the lives we've touched. Some fear being forgotten. But memory is not the only measure. Influence is subtle. A gesture can ripple through generations. A moment of courage can inspire a lifetime. Legacy is often invisible but never insignificant. So live with intention, speak with kindness, act with courage, love with depth. These are the threads of legacy. These are the echoes that endure. Death is not defeat. It is transformation. It is the return to mystery, the merging with the infinite, the release into the unknown dot, and in that release, something remains. A trace, a truth, a light. Let your life be that light. Let your legacy be love. Rebirth is the promise that nothing is final. It is the whisper that after every ending, something new begins. The universe does not stop, it transforms, and so did we. A seed must break to grow. A caterpillar must dissolve to become a butterfly. Fire clears the forest so new life can rise. Rebirth is not gentle, it is powerful. It is the force that turns loss into possibility. Renewal is the rhythm of nature. Spring follows winter, dawn follows night. Healing follows pain. The world breathes in cycles, death, rest, rebirth. These are not interruptions, they are the pattern itself. We experience rebirth in many ways. A new idea, a changed perspective, a healed wound, a forgiven past. Rebirth is not just physical, it is emotional, mental, spiritual. It is the moment we realize we are not who we were. Sometimes rebirth is quiet, a subtle shift, a slow awakening. Other times, it is rupture, a revelation, a reinvention. Both are valid, both are sacred. Renewal does not follow a script. Transformation requires surrender. To be reborn, we must let go. Let go of old identities, old stories, old fears. This is not forgetting, it is releasing. It is making space for what wants to emerge. We fear change because it is uncertain, but change is also opportunity. It is the doorway to growth, to depth, to truth. Rebirth is not betrayal of the past, it is its evolution. Cultures celebrate renewal, rites of passage, rituals of cleansing, symbols of resurrection. These are not just traditions, they are affirmations. They say, you can begin again. You are allowed to change. Nature teaches us. Trees shed leaves. Rivers carve new paths. Animals even eat, molt. Renewal is not weakness. It is wisdom, it is adaptation, it is resilience. In our lives, renewal comes in cycles. We lose, we learn, we rise, we fall, we reflect, we rebuild. Each cycle deepens us. Each rebirth brings clarity. We are not static. Our stories in motion. Rebirth is not about erasing the past. It is about integrating it. It is about using what was to shape what will be. It is about honoring the journey while stepping into the next chapter. So embrace renewal, welcome rebirth. Let yourself change, let yourself grow. Let yourself begin again. You are not bound by who you were. You are free to become. You are free to rise. You are free to bloom. That cycle continues, the story unfolds, and in each new beginning, you are more fully yourself. Life is not a destination, it is a journey. A winding path through mystery and meaning, through chaos and clarity, through silence and song. We are travelers, not just of space, but of experience. We began with wonder. The stars above, the questions within. We explored time, memory, imagination. We touched love, loss, rebirth. Each segment was a step, a moment of reflection, a breath of insight. And now, we arrive not at an end, but at a threshold. The journey continues. The story unfolds. The path stretches forward, shaped by your choices, your dreams, your presence. You are not alone. You are part of a vast tapestry woven with others, with nature, with the cosmos. Your life is a thread, unique and essential. Your voice matters. Your light matters. The universe is vast, but it is not indifferent. It responds to attention, to intention, to care. You shape reality by how you see, how you act, how you love. You are a co-creator of the world. There will be moments of doubt, of darkness, of silence. But these are not failures, they are invitations. To pause, to listen, to grow. The journey is not always easy, but it is always meaningful. You carry within you all that you need. Curiosity, courage, compassion. These are your tools. These are your gifts. Use them well. Share them freely. Let them guide you. Remember the stars. Remember the stillness. Remember the stories. Let them anchor you. Let them inspire you. Let them remind you of who you are and who you are becoming. Legacy is not built in grand gestures. It is built in daily kindness, in quiet strength, in honest presence. You leave echoes with every step. Make them echoes of love. Rebirth is always possible. Renewal is always near. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to begin again. The journey is not linear, it spirals, it dances, it sings. So walk forward, with open eyes, with open heart, with open mind. Let the world surprise you. Let yourself surprise you. Let the journey unfold. This is not goodbye. This is a continuation. A turning of the page, a deepening of the story. You are the author. You are the explorer. You are the light, and the journey, your journey goes on.